welcome again. Welcome back to Morning Coffee. It's Joe and Al show. And Al, this is one of my favorite
The Al and
segments.
Joe show.
Oh, it's the Al and Joe.
I just thought I'd point that out.
Okay.
Well, it really depends on who's saying.
That's true.
So-
Exactly. But anyhow, moving
Yeah,
right
okay.
along. You know, this is one of my favorite things, the Expert Series.
It's great. It's
With
always great
Workcred,
cooking with the road.
accreditation and certification we always talk about. Alternative education to help people get careers quickly and more affordably.
The career opportunities for people.
Absolutely. So we have Roy Swift, who's executive director, and he always brings a special guest with him. And so, Roy, why don't you introduce yourself, give us a quick bio about Workcred, and introduce us to the guest we have today.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm so excited about the session today. I mean, we've had a series of wonderful sessions regarding credentialing and certifications in this country, which is another method and mechanism to get people good jobs. And today, I'm so excited that we have CrossFit represented here by Bobbi, because, you know, it used to be that fitness and looking at healthcare and lifestyle was just kind of an extra these days. Now you can't read any medical journal or go to a doctor or anything in healthcare without understanding the importance of fitness and health. And CrossFit is one of the major contributors in the fitness arena that is contributing in this regard. And so I'm just so excited that Bobbi is here to tell us about some of the credentialing opportunities that they have today, because I can't stress the importance of this area in health and longevity of life, basically.
Great.
So, Bobbi, welcome to a Morning Coffee, and please tell us and my audience and our viewers about CrossFit.
Okay, I'm Bobbi Millsaps. I work for CrossFit. CrossFit is a fitness program, but it's not just about fitness and training. It's about your overall lifestyle factors and everything that plays into just keeping you healthy along with being fit. Because, you know, to us, fitness is a part of your health.
And I think one of the things that's really important about the CrossFit philosophy and everything is not only does it really prime you for best fitness, but also helps you with chronic illnesses. Is that correct?
Yes. We also have a CrossFit health program. In addition to all of our credentialing spaces, we have CrossFit Health, and it is a lot about, people say being healthy is just the absence of disease, and to us that's not good enough. We really push for eating well, managing your sleep, managing your stress, making sure that you're recovering. And a lot of that feeds into your nutrition, your diet. What are you eating? How are you taking care of yourself? And so it's just kind of this holistic state of fitness, not just training and lifting weights in the gym.
That's important. Bobbi, the opportunity here for people out there who might be looking to become CrossFit trainers, I guess, is that it's not the kind of thing that you learn how to do by watching a YouTube video. You really do want to work with somebody who can coach you through it in a way that works for you specifically and not just for anybody watching, if you follow me. Does that sound right to you?
Yes, 100%. Yes, we definitely advise people to work with a CrossFit trainer and a CrossFit trainer who's educated and understands the methodology. You can learn CrossFit by, just watching the YouTube videos, but you're only going to learn how to maybe see the movements and kind of perform your own version of the movements. You might not learn the best way to perform those movements. So we definitely advocate for seeking out credentialed trainers to learn CrossFit.
Okay.
Take us through the process of being accredited CrossFit. How does the trainer do that?
Well, our first program is our CrossFit Level 1, and it is our certificate program. So to become a trainer, all of our education materials are online for free. Nothing's hidden. They're publicly available to anybody who's interested in the program. And it's a 2-day course. They go through the course. Typically it's on Saturdays and Sundays, and it's a mix of lecture and movement. So they're not only learning about the methodology through the lectures, they're learning about CrossFit through actually performing the movements under the watchful eyes of our expert staff. they're getting corrected on their movements. They're being asked to learn to see and correct and begin to understand how to teach these movements. And then they're also put through a series of workouts so that we can coach them under a little bit of moderate intensity and give them an understanding of how they should be practically applying that once they pass the test and begin training on their own. So after the 2-day course, there is a test at the end of the 2-day course. And if they pass, then they can become a CrossFit trainer.
That's great.
And that's just the starting point. So
And as a potential CrossFit trainer, I don't need to rent space and open a gym. I don't need to buy a lot of equipment. I mean, I can do the training and become a CrossFit trainer. And what else do I need to buy?
well, we advise that you first learn, mechanics and then consistency with those mechanics. And then and only then do we want you to start to apply the intensity, like what you see on the CrossFit games. That's not typical CrossFit. That's like 0.004% of our CrossFit community. So if you wanted to start being a trainer, if you pass the test, if you go to the 2-day course and you pass the test, you can do CrossFit anywhere. We started teaching CrossFit in our garage, and a lot of CrossFit trainers get their start there by working with their significant others or people in their family, their neighbors. You don't need a lot of equipment. We actually advocate at the end of the course that it's best if you just start out, learning to do these movements with no weight and learning to do them really, really well. Even so much in that, at our course for 2 days, people aren't working with a ton of load. They're working with PVC pipes. So just learning the mechanics and the techniques. So you don't really need a lot. You just need the bare minimum and just enough to get started and training people in those mechanics and an understanding of the methodology.
Once you
And
become,
Bobbi, I think we're seeing people with college educations more and more in this field, right? Because of the breadth of knowledge that's needed. I know many physical therapists many times go and decide to go this way. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, it is, because CrossFit, at the heart of CrossFit, our definition of that is functional movements, constantly varied functional movements executed at high intensity. And to us, intensity is relative. It is relative to the psychological and physical tolerance of the individual. And so what's beautiful about that is that, our saying is that the needs of the Olympic athlete and the grandparent differ in degree and not kind. They still need to do functional movement throughout the course of your life, because for us, our definition of health is, your work capacity, your ability to live unassisted throughout the years of your life. So we really want to see people training as long as they possibly can so that they can move through life unassisted. And I do believe truly that that's why so many of our doctors, nurses, healthcare professionals, physical therapists have started to really understand the benefits of functional movement and move away from just using traditional resistance training. We're actually having people squat, which is you squat every day more than you know. It's every time you stand up from a seated position and sit back down to a seated position. You're deadlifting all day. Anytime you bend over to pick something up, anytime you put something over your head into a shelf, and really that's physical therapy is rehabilitation to teach you how to, regain the functionality that you may have lost. And so we do see a trend where we have our healthcare professionals. So we have our CrossFit Level 1 course, and we have a healthcare professional course. And it is the same. There's no difference. It's just the only difference is that it's specific to healthcare professionals and that they come to the course so that they can network and understand how to implement these things in their practice as a healthcare professional.
Bobbi,
And most research projects substantiate what CrossFit is doing. Is it's not just being physically fit, but it's being active. Active correlates the strongest to longevity in life.
Right.
And so, you could be the most physical fit and have big bulky muscles, but that is not associated with longevity of life.
That is absolutely correct, because part of our philosophy is we have this belief that if your fitness program is working, everything should trend in the right direction. Everything should trend towards a state of fitness, which it's not just the absence of disease. It means that, you are able to functionally move through life unassisted. You're capable, but you should also see, the the markers of your health trending in that same direction, right? What good is it if you can deadlift 1,000 pounds, but your resting heart rate is at an unhealthy level, or your blood pressure is at an unhealthy level, or you have to take medication to, sustain quote unquote level of health, right? So we want to see you have all the biomarkers of your health and your fitness trending towards that state.
Okay, Bobbi, what kind of shape do guys like Roy and Joe have to be in order to become CrossFit trainers?
You do not have to be in shape to start CrossFit. Anybody can do CrossFit. Anybody can do CrossFit. We actually just posted a beautiful video a few months ago of a lady named Annie, and told her story, and she's in her 90s and she's practicing CrossFit. All you have to do is just have the willingness to take the leap of faith and trust that your CrossFit trainer has your best interest at heart. You don't need to be fit to start CrossFit.
One of the things that's so interesting
But you have some very serious credentials too, right? And the certifications that you offer.
Yes, we do. So our level 1, like I said, is just the starting point. That is our accredited certificate program. We have our CrossFit level 2, which is it's another 2-day course. It's not accredited at the moment, but we just haven't pushed for that accreditation. We started with our certificate program, and then the level 2 it's a 2-day immersive practical application course where trainers are then beginning to bleed from that intermediate towards that advanced level and put their skills into practice, and we watch them coach and give them feedback on that coaching. That leads to our CrossFit Level 3 certification, which is our accredited certification program. That is traditionally, just like most certification programs, it is an exam only, and it's a 3-hour and 55-minute exam administered at testing centers all around the world. And, it's just an exam that tests you on your scope and your breadth and depth of knowledge as far as anything that it might be required to be a trainer in a professional training space. And then we recently launched in January our CrossFit Level 4 certification. It is new, and so we are still in the process of refining and finalizing, reliability studies and ratings for our raters, for the workouts. That is a one exam shot at, and it really is exciting for us. It is a practical exam. So trainers come in, and it is kind of our tip of the spear. We believe that if trainers have passed that exam, that they are the best of the best, because you are rated by people who have been in this field for decades and rated on your ability to coach others in a class setting. They receive notification 2 days before on what the workouts are going to be. They lead a class filled with people who they've never met. Maybe they met 30 minutes prior. I believe that's when they're given access to the facility. And they are rated and evaluated by 2 raters on their ability to, apply the foundations of effective training, their ability to teach, their ability to see, their ability to correct. Do they have presence and attitude and rapport with their clients? Are they capable of demonstrating? And are they capable of managing a group safely and effectively and efficiently? So it's really exciting for us.
Yeah, what's so nice about that too, you touch on it, CrossFit is international, correct?
It is. We have trainers in 161 countries currently.
Wow. And what's so nice about talking about this is it's a great career path for people that are interested in being fit and taking care of everybody else to make sure that they can be the best person they can.
Great opportunity.
It's a great opportunity.
And I guess I can be a CrossFit coach. I can coach my clients, I guess, via Zoom too. Do I need to be physically present with them?
We have a lot of coaches who do virtual training. A lot of trainers who, there is an opportunity for you to coach in a gym, or, even if you're training people in your garage or a smaller facility. But we do have trainers worldwide who do offer virtual coaching to athletes.
Good to know.
Yeah, it is great to know. Bobbi, how long have you been involved in CrossFit? You seem enthusiastic, which is great. And tell us a little bit about your story.
So I started CrossFit in 2007. I started working on their training staff, which is our seminar staff. They're the people who lead the courses, the training courses for people who want to become trainers. So I began working on our staff in 2007. And then I got involved in the accreditation piece and the credentialing piece. Our former director of training, who's now our chief branding officer, Nicole Carroll, brought me in to start working with her on accreditation in late 2009 as we were working towards accreditation for our first program, which was the CrossFit Level 1. So I've been involved with CrossFit now. I think, so in this month actually is 16 years.
Well, congratulations on that. That's
Terrific.
for sure. Where do you see CrossFit going in the future now? Are you going to be doing obviously more accreditations, et cetera? What do you see in the future?
Our goal is to reach as many people as we possibly can with CrossFit at all levels, right? Like I just said earlier, you don't need to be fit to start CrossFit, but ideally, we would love to see more CrossFit gyms than dialysis centers and pharmacies, right? I would much rather see a doc in the box and a coach in the clinic, as they like to say, with CrossFit help, and having fitness integrated into the healthcare space, so that we're now treating the cause of sickness and disease instead of treating the symptoms of sickness and disease. So ideally, I would love to see everybody doing CrossFit, and I do see it continuing to grow over the course of the next 5 to 7 years, with people just seeing that CrossFit's for everybody. I think we're starting to see a trend come back to that. For a while, we kind of got away from that, or it may have felt like we did, but at the heart of it, we never really lost that. And I think that now we're starting to see more people understand how CrossFit can, keep them out of the nursing home so that they're able to move through life unassisted as long as they possibly can.
I looked at the website, Bobbi, and you'll get to tell everybody more about how they can get there in a second. But what I liked about it is that your clients could be children. I mean, it's essentially could be people of any age, all the way up into their, like you said, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Because wellness really is the key here. The key here is to manage chronic illness by preventing it, I think,
exactly.
in a lot of ways. So it's a tremendous opportunity for people to really make a difference in people's lives.
It is really amazing. And being part of the community and being part of CrossFit for so long, one of the coolest things that we've seen is that we do have a CrossFit Kids program that's been around for a really long time. And now we have a few people on our instructor staff. So we teach these courses all over the world. I've had the privilege of coaching courses in countries where I don't speak the language, and we've brought the CrossFit culture and methodology to those places. And we've seen people now. We have a couple of people now on our staff who are leading courses internationally, who started in our CrossFit Kids program. Now they're in their 20s, and they're some of our best and our brightest. And it really is just a true testament of how, if you teach them while they're young, you teach them how to maintain the ability to just play, because that's really what, at the heart of it, what we lose when decrepitude starts to sink in. You start to lose the ability to just really play and enjoy your life and try new things, go inverted and turn cartwheels. People don't want to do that anymore. Now, we're not turning cartwheels in CrossFit, but we would hope that you would maintain some functionality so that, if you fell down from trying one, you'd be able to get back up. But it's been really cool to see how our CrossFit kids have now grown into adults who are leading in our community.
Wow.
I thought it was interesting that Tony Bennett's, one of his interviews that they showed on TV recently, was that he felt his work was his leisure, and showing the mental perspective of how that affects our physical health.
Yes, for sure. I definitely think that that's something important, and keeping a sharp mind and focus on what it is you enjoy doing, so that you're able to just enjoy your life, is one of the things that helps people live a lot longer. My great grandmother lived to be 100, and she was still using a push mower on her lawn at 95. And it just her functional capabilities and her ability to just move through life unassisted. I do truly believe that lent to her longevity.
It's important.
What I love about the whole program of CrossFit is you don't have to walk in with unrealistic expectations of coming and looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger or a supermodel.
That's not the goal.
And
The
that's
goal
not the
is
goal.
That is not the
Exactly.
goal at all.
And that's so important, really being fit the best you can be.
That's, I think, one of the things that keeps people out of gyms is that whole idea that they could never live up to what they imagine the gym is
Exactly,
for.
exactly.
But this is about being healthy. It's not about being buff. It's not about being, I mean, you could be in good shape and that makes you look better and gives you more confidence. But the key there really is you're healthier and you live longer. And
Absolutely.
you live a happier life. I think it's great.
Thank you guys. It is very, I do believe it's the future of fitness. And we're often, you know, we might receive some criticism, but, you know, if you truly understand the methodology and if you truly have experienced real CrossFit and the real methodology inside the community, you know, at the heart of it, we just really want people to be healthy. We want them to be fit, and we want them to be healthy and fit relative to what they're capable of in any given moment in time.
So Bobbi, people who are watching and listening and interested in becoming certified and maybe wanting to know more about CrossFit, where's a good website to go to learn more?
Oh, it's super simple. Just go to CrossFit.com and you can click. At the very top, there's an education little drop-down menu. Just click on that and you can search your path and it'll take you through all of our credentialing offerings. And maybe if you don't even have thoughts on becoming a trainer, we just also released a new course, the CrossFit Fundamentals course. It's a one-day course, and it's kind of just an overview of the methodology and an opportunity to experience a little bit of that movement piece that we were talking about earlier with our CrossFit Level 1. We also have a lot of online offerings. So maybe you don't want to be a trainer, but you want to learn more about how to use dumbbells in your garage or use kettlebells in your garage or run better, whatever your favorite movement is. There's probably an online course that will help you.
Good.
You know, Bobbi, it's such a pleasure to have you with us this morning. I really appreciate it. And Roy, you always bring something to the table from Workcred that is so appreciative, because all our viewers know that they're going to get an idea of what kind of credentialing is available out there, what kind of certificates are available, and what kind of opportunities for a career are
It's a big
available.
deal.
And we thank you for that.
And I'm inspired to leave my car here and run home.
That's good.
It's great.
Yeah, it's very important to remember that the college pathway is not the only pathway.
Right.
There are many career opportunities that people can explore and have good salaries. And so that's an important message to our audience also.
Yes.
Very important message. And a CrossFit trainer, by the way, is practicing CrossFit themselves all the time, which makes them healthier and happier and improves their longevity. It's a wonderful opportunity.
Right.
Thank you, Roy.
Yeah. Roy, thanks so much. And Bobbi, thank you. It's nice meeting you. And thank you so much for sharing the CrossFit philosophy with us. And we hope it grows and with everybody else can understand now that being fit does not have to be unrealistically buff or
No,
whatever.
it could be something. It's health. It's
Right.
about health. It's
Exactly.
great. Great interview.
Yep. Thank you, folks. Appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
And thanks all of you for joining us today for Morning Coffee on
Coffee, right.
Monday. My name is Alcini.
And I'm Joe Osmendi.
You better be.
Okay.
And you better be back here next week.
We certainly shall.
So more Al and Joe and Al.
There you go.
Next Monday morning, buddy.
Okay.
Always
Thank
a
you, Al.
pleasure.
Pleasure's mine.
Take care, everybody. Have a
Thank
great
you.
week.
Bye now.